Good morning. My name is Andy, and today I will be playing the New York Times Flashback for July 19th, 2025. This is the weekly history game in which we have to put 8 events in chronological order. So let's see what happened in history. Okay. In orbit far above Earth, US and Soviet astronauts for the first time do the unthinkable. Shake hands. Very nice. Okay. Louis XIV creates the first urban public transit system in Paris. Some wealthy riders simply buy every seat to avoid sitting next to commoners. Wow. hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be way before. Probably like 18th century. Yeah, it's like around the 1750s, I would think. Oh, it was even earlier. Okay. Robert Smalls escapes slavery, steals a Confederate ship, gives it to the Union, helps persuade Lincoln to enlist black soldiers, and is later elected to Congress. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's gonna be in between. Probably. Oh, I mean, it's gonna be like during the Civil War, most likely. 1862. Okay. With the Korean War causing inflation, the Federal Reserve is granted real independence. Previously, it mostly just did whatever the president wanted. I mean, so Korean War, it's gonna be like early 50s. So probably like early 50s, mid 50s, something like that. 1951. Yep. At the zoo, the writer A. A. Milne sees a friendly bear named Winnie. It inspires him to write stories about Winnie the Pooh for his son, Christopher Robin. Yeah, it's gonna be like early 20th century, because that's when he was alive, and that's when the book was written. So I think it's sometime around there, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 1924. A little later than I thought, but oh well. Okay. Nerdy, shy, and bullied in school, Jerry Siegel and his co-creator Joe Shuster debut a comic book hero who can stand up for others. Superman. Very nice. Um, hmm, think. If I had to guess, it might have to be like before the 50s, if I'm not mistaken. I'm also trying to think about when the Superman cartoon came out, because I think the Superman cartoon came out around like the 60s. So it would make me think that, the comic book character was like created probably like decades before. I mean, probably the same thing with Batman as well. Hmm. I really want it to be before the 50s. Hmm. Yeah, let's put that before the 50s. 38. Okay, cool. In Marbury versus Madison, the Supreme Court blocks a law that gives the court more power. The court thus gains a much larger power, striking down any law. Wow. So Marbury v. Madison is gonna be before. When? It's like 1820s, maybe? Yeah, let's try that. 1803 is a lot earlier. Okay. Marconi first sends radio signals across the Atlantic. The feat is thrilling but confusing as scientists don't quite understand how it's possible. So Marconi, yeah, it's gonna be like the late 19th century, something around there. Yeah, that seems plausible, honestly. Let's see. Yeah, 1862. Yeah, I don't think it would definitely not be before 1860s. So this is a safe bet. 1901. Okay. All right. The inventor Abraham Darby first uses coal to forge cast iron. He makes cooking pots that are originally from the Netherlands, known as Dutch ovens. Okay. Where could this be? Abraham Darby. Hmm. Where do I want to say this is? Or when this is? Is it before the, or is it like in the 16th century? Or could it be like later? Hmm. Definitely way before 1803. um, Abraham Darby. Cooking pots. Cast iron. Hmm. You know, I really want this to be like the to be in the 18th century. That just seems right to me. Hmm. I think before 1662 might be a little too early, I feel. Just wonder how they even make these cast irons. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just gonna place it in between. I don't know what else it could be. I mean, it's pretty close. So let's put it in 1709. Nice. Nice. I got all these correct. Yeah, and it looks like, yeah, so I'm within the 24% that got a perfect score. I wonder what tripped people up. It might have been that cast iron one. I think some people or some of these players probably thought it was before, I'm guessing, but I can't really tell because obviously I can't scroll down. Yeah, let me look something up. Let me see. Can I find it here? Abraham Darby, yep. The Iron Master. Yeah, that seems to add up because like it's part of the Industrial Revolution when like coal was actually a thing. See, I kind of had a feeling it had to do with that, but I wasn't totally sure until I actually looked it up. So that makes total sense. Interesting. I've never heard of this inventor before. Very interesting. Very nice. Well, I hope you enjoyed my playthrough of the New York Times flashback. I will see you all later.